Welcome back, trainers, to another The Power of video, this time Groudon. 100% IV, completely maxed out. Then we're going to compare it to Rhydon and see which one you might want, and then discuss Rhyperior for a bit. Then we're going to go into a gym battle, and then a raid, Groudon against a Tentacruel raid. I was almost able to take it out with just one Groudon. I just took a hit with one of the charge moves, so unfortunately Mewtwo had to come in and sweep. So let's jump right into this and talk about its stats. So, coming in at number 6 is its attack, 270. It's pretty good. Defense, 251. Stamina, 182. Max CP potential of 4,074 at 100% IV, which I have. Now let's go over the moves. Best moveset is Mudshot Solar Beam, Mudshot Earthquake, Dragon Tail Solar Beam, Mudshot Fire Blast, Dragon Tail Earthquake, and Dragon Tail Fire Blast. I currently have Mudshot Earthquake because I wanted to test that out before I went back to the Solar Beam and permanently stayed there. And why do I want Solar Beam? Is because it's just counters all of its weaknesses. It's just a very good move. Not to mention, it's actually better than Earthquake. So this gym battle is going to be weather boosted. The raid is not. Let's go over Rhydon here. So Rhydon has an attack of 222, rank 48. And keep in mind, this is a stage 1 Pokemon. So it still has another evolution in Gen 4, which we will talk about in a second. Defense coming in at 206 and stamina 210. So its stamina is in fact higher than Groudon's, and it still has another evolution. You can count on all those stats going up once it evolves into Rhyperior. Now, the question is it going to be better than Groudon once it's released? And to be honest, if you're thinking, should I wait for Rhyperior to power up my Groudon? You know, that's a lot of candies. And the answer is you don't need to wait. Rhyperior is rock and ground type, and I have a feeling Groudon is still going to hold the #1 spot for best ground type attacker. But that is subject to change. We'll just have to wait and see in the future what happens. So let's go ahead and look at their damage per second. So yes, the Groudon is a 100, and the Rhydon, I keep wanting to call it Rhyperior, the Rhydon is only 84, but that's okay. We can still do a pretty good comparison. They're both level 40. So with Mudshot and Earthquake, Groudon is doing 33.6 damage per second, and Rhydon with completely maxed out here, Mudshot and Earthquake is doing 27.4. Now, if it was 100, I'd probably say it would be doing around 29 maybe damage per second. So it's still okay. And yes, it's only stage 2 Pokemon, or stage 1, sorry. So that extra evolution is going to boost it quite a bit. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens with that. With that said, I enjoy this. I enjoy Groudon. What would you want it for exactly? Well, this Tyranitar right here, because Tyranitar is weak against ground, and everything it's doing is not. It's just going to be not very effective or neutral. If it's doing crunch, it's just going to be neutral. You can use it to take out Gengar raids, as you've seen in my other video yesterday, or Tentacruel, given it's gotten all poison type moves, so they're not going to be very effective towards you. Is it something that you absolutely need? Not necessarily. If you want a good ground type attacker, or a ground type with counters to almost all of its weaknesses with Solar Beam, then yeah, go for it. If you have the candies and the Stardust. But I personally powered up because it's a 100, and it's sitting at the second highest CP Pokemon in the game, I do believe, second to Slacking. Slacking's at 4,500 CP or something like that. So it is worth it. I like this Pokemon. It's good. But when Kyogre comes out, it's going to actually equally match this if you do have a 100 on a Kyogre. So, and as you can see, it is weak against grass, ice, and water type. It resists rock, poison, and electric. So what is electric weak against? Only ground type. So that's what Earthquake is good for. But if you have Mudshot, that's also going to be nice if you want to switch it up to Solar Beam. So let's think about this. Pretty much all rock types in the game currently at the moment are part ground type too. So what is rock and ground weak against? Grass type. So if you have Solar Beam, you're going to be doing so much damage towards those Pokemon. Pretty much one-shotting them, basically, Golems and Rhydons. So keep that in mind. But at the same time, if you have Earthquake, it's also going to be super effective to them because they are, in fact, rock types. So there is that as well. And I personally like Solar Beam because you're not necessarily going to get walled by too much, even the things that you're weak against. And also keep in mind that ground is super effective to steal, so if Metagross one day becomes a raid boss, you'll have one of the best ground type attackers to go for that raid. But that's just complete speculation, so don't even worry about that. And then there's also the thing of PvP, but I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be like, what are you talking about, PvP? That's not even out. That's not even a thing happening. Niantic has addressed it. They said that it's in the distant future. Well, not distant, it's in the future. So having a Groudon with Solar Beam is going to be very nice. I mean, somebody's going to pop in their water type, try to take you out, and you Solar Beam them, even if they dodge. And think about if the sun is out, it's going to do so much damage. It's, what is it like with the sun? Solar Beam does like 215 or 10 damage. It's insane. And I didn't throw Golem into the mix to compare, is because, what is it? Mud Slap is very slow, and its Earthquake is, I mean, slow too. So Golem is great as a rock attacker. It is the best one by far. But as a ground attacker, it's not so much. So that's why I put Rhydon, comparing it to Groudon. So with all this said, I hope this gave you a little bit more insight on if you should power up your Groudon or not. And if you're still wondering to yourself, and this wasn't, you know, good enough explanation as to if you should or not, it's just probably going to come down to a personal choice. Do you want one of the best ground attackers in the game? Ground is, you know, relevant, but I mean, there's other things that you can use. For instance, if you're going up against a Golem or a Rhydon or Tyranitar, I mean, you can just use grass or water, you know what I mean? And I'm sure most of you out there have a powered up grass or water Pokemon, so it's just going to almost be not necessarily a waste of candy and Stardust, but if you like it. I mean, if you want a ground attacker that has a grass move, I mean, go for it. It's amazing. It could take out Gengar raids with ease. Not solo, but you know what I mean. It does a good job. But like I said, there's plenty of other counters for everything that you're going up against with Groudon. So be careful on spending your Stardust. I mean, it's nothing that's going to blow your mind like, what? Oh my gosh. It's performing how you would expect a 4000 CP legendary to perform, maybe even underperformance. And I say that because I feel like some of these legendaries need to be a tad stronger. Not OP, but they're legendaries, and I feel like even my Blaziken is more worthy of legendary status than a lot of these other legendaries on the street that are not even legendary because they're here all day, every day, until their time is up. But at that point, everybody's got 100 of them, and it's just like, oh my gosh. And I'm sorry for the rural players that don't have people to play with. I know you're probably like, this guy over here is saying everybody's got 100 and I don't even have one. Yes, I understand, you know, but for the most part, people that play in the city have a bunch, and that's just the facts, okay? So, with that said, Groudon is a good Pokemon. I like it. I maxed it out because it's a 100, and it looks darn cool, let's be honest. And it's going to get a Mega one day. It's not like I need to power up now, and I know I keep saying this Pokemon's going to get a Mega one day, but it's fact. They are going to get Megas, and that's going to be a massive game changer. And how do I think those are going to be implemented into the game? Well, that's going to be a whole new video. I can give you a few seconds here on how I think it's going to work. There's going to be an item you have. I don't know if the item is going to be like a certain amount of times you can use it, and then it's done, and then you have to get another one, or you get it and you always have it. You make your Pokemon become a Mega, and then maybe it has like a 3-day cooldown time, maybe a 4-hour cooldown time, maybe a 10-hour cooldown time, something like that, or maybe it'll permanently change them. I'm not too sure how it's going to really work, but we're just going to have to wait and see. What benefits do they have? I mean, they just become massively stronger, but we don't need to go down the Mega Evolution route talk right now, because if I do, I'm never going to stop, because it's very exciting to talk about that. So, with that said, thank you for watching. Take care. And right after this gym battle is going to be the Tentacruel raid. Yeah, I know. I was dodging kind of a little bit over dodge there. You know, I was doing that because I was getting hit by the shadow attack. And a lot of these raids, I want to perform my best because, well, I'm putting it on YouTube for everybody to watch, and I don't want to have a sloppy raid battle. So I'm getting hit with these shadow attacks over and over, and then I'm not able to perform the way I would like everybody to see, so I have to start over. So that's why I was dodging a little weird, like over dodging there, because I didn't want to get hit by the shadow attack or the lag there. So anyways, that said, take care, and look for some more videos later. I'm going to be pumping out the videos today like crazy. Well, not like crazy. I'm going to probably upload like 3 more. So that's quite a bit. So that's 5 today, and then tomorrow as well. So take care, and thank you for watching.